Hi, welcome to Family Road Trip Guru blog, where you can find educational, fun and affordable family travel itineraries in North America with a focus on California. Our family have been living in California for 5 years, and we have traveled the Golden State far and wide. And today I would like to talk to you about how to plan an epic road trip in California. I would like to let you know up front that I'm not going to talk about the famous attractions such as Disneyland, for instance, or Golden Gate Bridge, because most of the people who visit California come to these attractions. What I would like to talk to you about are dozens of great, interesting places that you absolutely have to see in California that go beyond the main attractions in the big cities. And so this video will consist in two parts. In the first part, we'll travel along the California coast, and in the second part, we'll travel along the mountain ranges. So let's start from the top. So on the border with Oregon, there's a great national park that's called Redwood National Park. And here is the banana slug, which is the symbol of the park. And why it's a unique attraction is because the tallest trees on the planet grow in this park. They grow to be higher than 100 feet. And it's really hard to imagine how high it is, but I can tell you, when you stand on the ground and kind of look up, you don't see where the tree ends. They're huge, they're humongous, and they're so beautiful. It's very difficult to explain the beauty of this place until you see it yourself. And the great part about it, the entrance to the park is absolutely free. But if you don't believe me, I hope you will trust the producers and directors of Jurassic Park movie who chose Redwood National Park as a filming location for one of the movies in this series. So if you would like to know where the movie was filmed, if you'd like to hike there and see this unbelievable beauty, go to my blog and check out San Francisco to Redwood National Park's itinerary. So when we travel down the coast, I would like to tell you about another great attraction. It's called Fort Ross. It's a state historic park, and if you go there, it's basically like traveling to Russia, but without crossing the ocean and without needing a visa. This was a Russian stronghold in the 19th century, because all this part of Northern California was actually Russian territory. That's why we have Russian River here, Moscow Road, etc., etc. It's a great historic park. The fort is fully operational. You can take a tour, guided tour, learn a lot of things about life in the 19th century at a fort and about Russia. So I strongly recommend visiting. Kids will love it, I promise you that, and the views of the ocean from the fort are fantastic. Also, you can see up north here this little black creature. This is my rendition of the Sasquatch. Yes, this is the Sasquatch territory. And if you like a good mystery, I'm telling you, you'll have to go here. You know, I was a little skeptical myself. I didn't believe in Bigfoot, right, or Yeti or Sasquatch. But when we went to the Bigfoot Museum in Willow Creek, what we found out is a huge map with hundreds of sightings of this creature. And I can understand that, 5 people, a dozen people, maybe 20 people can be wrong, but not hundreds of people over the years. Kids really love this museum. I think it's very unique. And, as I said, if you like something unusual and like to investigate this mystery, you absolutely have to go there, and it's easy to combine the trip with Redwood National Park. If we go further south, we hit Sonoma County, and of course this is the area that's famous for wineries. Some people say that wineries and kids don't mix. Well, I will disagree, because in Sonoma County and a lot of places around California, there are a lot of kids-friendly wineries. And I'm going to film another video about how to visit California wineries, but just one word. These people want to make money, and half of the traveling people are families, so they don't want to lose money on people like me and you. So yes, they do welcome families with kids. And one of the great wineries, since we're talking about movies today too, is Francis Ford Coppola Winery. It's pretty much like a resort. There is a Hollywood movies museum in it, where you can see props from all his movies, Godfather included. It has a huge pool, it has a couple bocce ball courts, great restaurant, so you just go there and have fun for the whole day. Both kids and adults are very welcome there. So then we come to San Francisco Bay Area. Obviously most of the people want to visit Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, and top attractions in the city of San Francisco. But there are a lot of great attractions around San Francisco in the Bay Area, sort of south on the peninsula and east. And on my blog I have a category of itineraries which is called San Francisco Bay Area, and you can see all the great attractions, day trips, attractions reviews, so you can pick and choose what you want to see without hitting all this overcrowded tourist spots. And one place that I really like is Tech Museum of Innovation in San Jose. It's a great hands-on museum. It's one of the best science museums I've ever been to, and it teaches kids engineering skills and innovative thinking. And there are really 3 great science museums in the Bay Area, which is California Academy of Sciences, Exploratorium, both in San Francisco, and Tech Museum of Innovation. And there are 3 things you need to remember. California Academy of Sciences, it's a see museum, so you come and see things there. Exploratorium is a try museum, so you can try different experiments. And then Tech Museum of Innovation is a make museum, where you can go and actually make things with your own hands. Now, when we go south from San Francisco, so the area between San Francisco and Morro Bay is the best area to see marine wildlife. And the variety of the wildlife is amazing. You can see sea lions in San Francisco, obviously at Pier 39, but also along the coast, right on the shore, or very close to the shore, you can see seals, harbor seals, elephant seals. My favorite animal is a sea otter. They're adorable. And they swim very close to shore. You don't need a binoculars to see any of these animals. Also whales. In summer, killer whales come to Monterey Bay Area for feeding. You can also see them in Pacifica, very close to shore again. And then in winter, gray whales migrate first south down the coast and then back north, sort of between December and March. That's your window of opportunity to see them. You can see dolphins, but also you can see a lot of small marine life, because this is an area with a lot of tide pools, so you'll be able to see sea stars, crabs, sea urchins, sea cucumbers, all the fish trapped in there, sometimes even an octopus. So there are a lot of places where you can see all this marine life for free, just on the beach, or at a special location, where the tide pools are. There are also some state parks dedicated to these marine life, but typically the entrance to one of these parks is less than $10 per car, so it's very affordable and just a great way to spend a day. One of the greatest places where we bought actually this specific magnet is Big Sur in California. It actually consists of several state parks where you can see rivers, beaches, rugged coastline, redwood groves. It's a wonderful place to go camping. And one other little place I would like to mention along the coast is a small town called Carmel by the Sea. So if you like fairy tales, that's where you have to go, because the town's architecture is basically what is called storybook architecture. Every house is built like a storybook, a fairy tale cottage. It all started with the Hansel and Gretel house, and now it's just the whole town looks like, you know, a fairy tale. On my blog, if you go to shop page, you can get for under $5 a map of a guided walking tour where you can on the map you can see the most beautiful cottages and also secret alleys. The secret alleys don't have names, they're not on regular maps, they're not on Google Maps. So I actually went there, I found those alleys and I put them on my map. And you know, under $5, you'll have a great walking tour. If you book a walking tour in Carmel, it will cost you about $20 or more per person. So when we move south from Big Sur, we come to Santa Barbara area, and again, this is one of great area for wine growing. And if you like movie Sideways, that's a great place to visit. I know that's a not kids movie, but you know the spirit of it, the beauty of Santa Barbara area, you know, you cannot deny that. The ostrich farm that's featured in the movie is totally great, but also kids love a pony farm that's located not far from there. So if you want a great Santa Barbara County itinerary, I have it on my blog. It also includes, you know, wildflowers and Santa Barbara attractions. So this is just a wonderful area for spring break vacation. And then we hit Los Angeles and Disneyland. As I said, I'm not going to talk about Disneyland today, but what I do want to mention, if you do go to Disneyland, please allow one day to visit the Discovery Cube of Orange County that is located just 20 minutes drive from Disneyland. It's a great science museum for kids. Actually, as adults, we loved it too, because there are a lot of hands-on activities, there are a lot of learning experiences. For instance, one floor is dedicated to ice hockey game, and you can learn everything, how players play the game, the science behind the trainings, the science behind how you hit the puck and how it flies across the ice. You can try yourself as a goalie. So a lot of sort of hands-on things that you can do. It's an amazing museum. I strongly recommend visiting it. And then obviously at the south end of California we come to San Diego. That's a great place to visit. You know, you'll have to have a separate video just on San Diego. What I would like to say is that, you know, San Diego Zoo is considered one of the best zoos in the country, and it's totally worth a visit. It can literally take you at least half a day to visit, but also take time, not just stroll in the zoo or Balboa Park around, but just around the city. I have a great itinerary that's called San Diego by Foot. That actually highlights lesser known attractions like Children's Museum in San Diego, or a huge park with water features, which is free to visit, and during hot months it's a great relief from the heat. There are different types of sprinkles and kids totally love it. So this concludes our trip from north to south along the California coastline. One thing I forgot to mention, if you do plan a trip to San Francisco, I strongly recommend this little pocket guide, because it has ideas of where to go by sort of subdivision in San Francisco, and it's easy just to drop in your purse. It's small, it's light, and you have the maps here of the city and suggestions of, you know, where to eat and where to go for entertainment. So that's, I would say, one of the best guides for San Francisco. So I hope I'll see you later on my south to north tour along the mountain ranges of California. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!